Good afternoon, everybody. Finally, a minute late, or 2 minutes late. That was Facebook's fault, not mine. I'm going to have a drink of coffee before we start. And wait for you all to get logged in. Oh, my light's gone off. There we go, that's better. I'll wait for you all to get logged in. Hi, everyone. Let's see how long I can go before being naughty. Good afternoon. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lee. It was a bit short notice today because I wasn't going to... Oh, Karen. I imagine my sister's here just to keep an eye on what I'm saying to you all. It's a bit last minute today because I wasn't going to do one because I'm still not 100%. But then I remembered I'd got this lovely demo already prepped. So I thought, you know what, let's do it. Let's just do it. So hi everyone, hi Sue, hi Jean, hi Marie, hi Emma. I'll wait for everybody else to get logged in before I start. How are you all? Oh, hang on, comments have gone. There we go. So hi to everyone I've not said it to already. There we go. I've got to let the coffee kick in. Give it 5 minutes. What for? You mean before I start being naughty? Oh, thank you, Jackie. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. I think this is the longest migraine I've had for a long time. But at least I can function. At least I can function. Hi, Penny. Oh, bless you. Right, okay. So, like I say, this was a demo that I had prepped for the Floramusica shows. Hi Stephanie, and as usual I never got time to do them all, so I always come back with some demos in my little... You've seen me when I'm on air with my little packets with all my things in. Hi Ellie. Hi Karen. So I thought, right, let's do this because it's just a nice one. It's a nice easy one, so it might only take me about an hour instead of an hour and a half. So first things first, need to tell you a couple of things. Obviously, you know I've not been very well. That's just because it's been a stressful few weeks, but we are back to normal more or less. So hopefully that means my head will get back to normal, and you can't last 5 minutes. Hi Alison. Oh, now I know Alison's watching. I better tell you that this card is actually from one of Alison's that she did for me for the show, one of her samples. So thanks, Alison. Right, so yeah, so things are more or less back to normal now. So we're cooking on gas. It's just you know, when it gets too busy that you can't think straight. Well, that's how I was. Jackie's just had her drugs. Had her task. So I'm about 90%, but that's good enough for me to function on. Right, so we're going to do this Floramusica card, and like I say, this was one of Alison's samples that she did for the show, and I remember seeing it thinking, oh, what a lovely idea, why didn't I think of that? So we're gonna do this. So let's talk you through what I've done. So the card I've got here, obviously it's a big card. I can't remember what size. If I find my ruler, I'll let you know. So I've got my white base, and then I've got some chartreuse, some zingy chartreuse, and some fabulous fuchsia cardstock. Love these two colours together. Love these two together. So I thought it's a nice mix. And then what I've done is I've created a frame for the top. So I made this little aperture using the double debossed rectangle dies. So I've cut out the aperture, and then I've cut a little frame, so it's giving me that little extra frame that I could stick on the outside. There you go. So it just frames the whole image, and I've already got my foam tape on that. Just remember, I don't know where I put it. So this is actually the layer that was cut out when I created the aperture. If you're going to recreate this card, hi Rose, hope you're alright, darling. If you're going to recreate this card, remember that you need a bigger rectangle than the one that you're taking out, just so it covers you a little bit, so you've got a bit of space on either side. Yeah, morphine and pain relief. Oh, bless you. I know all about that. I've actually bought myself, I'm digressing, but I've bought myself this little neck massager, but it feels like it's electrocuting me. I can't bear it for too long. But it does help anyway. So that's that. I've also not prepped any of the flowers. All I've done is cut them out because we're going to do them a little bit funkier than we would normally do. So these are the sweetheart flowers. So they're just die cut in our pure white cardstock. So they're ready for the second half of the demo. So we're going to use the Floramusica because I think I've only ever done one Facebook Live with them. I'm assuming most of you have seen and got these already, but for those of you that haven't, I'll just quickly flick through, or if anybody's watching this for the first time, I'll try and behave, but it won't last long. Oh, Caroline, they're gorgeous together. The chartreuse and the fuchsia look amazing together. Hi Ruth. Oh, I'm missing all my classes. So we've got the iris. I'm not going to spend ages on this because I have done this before. The iris is the one that I'm using today. Got the daisies. Oh, my screen's just gone funny. Was that my fault? Yes, it was. Got the daisies, which you can see has had some use. We have the rose. Oh, brilliant. Panic attack. Oh, bless him, Lynn. Got the roses. I will tell you all something in a minute. Lynn, in a few minutes, just say October to me. Then you've got the lilies, which I absolutely love. You can see the theme. You've got the hydrangeas, which are just gorgeous. Let's just bring that in because I think this is one of my favourites. Obviously, it was too big to fit. I wanted it off the edge, which is why you've got that bit missing. But the hydrangeas are absolutely stunning when you colour them in. And then last but not, oh, this is another favourite. I love all of these. I can't really choose a favourite. So I can't. Oh, bless you. Mine's working, so I can't see me watching. That's brilliant, Emma. Love the dandelions as well because they cover just about every occasion. So that's all 6 of them. We're going to use the irises. So I'm just going to show you the irises because they're absolutely. This was the hardest one for me to draw. For some reason, these are really difficult, and they shouldn't be because it's just the same. It's just the same shape basically, apart from the side petals. But if you haven't got any of the Floramusica ones, get the dandelion and the iris because they're my favourites. Anyway, so we're going to stamp that first, and we're going to stamp with VersaFine. No, we're not. Yeah, we are. VersaFine Onyx Black. So I'm going to pop that in the middle. I already know that this rectangle is bigger than I need it to be. So as long as I get my image in the middle, we're going to be cooking on gas. Here we go. October. That's not 2 bloody minutes, is it? Right, so everybody, October is a very, very exciting month. There's a few things coming in October. One that I know you've been waiting for. One that I know you don't know about, and I'm not going to tell you yet because it's too soon. But the end of October is a very, very, very exciting new release, okay? And I will just forewarn you, it's not a cheap one. So I will make sure that the bundles are put together so that you can choose whether you want the whole thing or just bits of it. So I'm just forewarning you, save up for the end of October. Good Christmas present as well. There you go. Right, so we're going to pop the iris in the middle. That's all I'm telling you for now, because you know I can't tell you too soon. If I tell you things too soon, too many people copy me before they get. And that was me being polite. Yeah, it is an expensive one, Jackie. Yeah, I'm sorry. But it's absolutely amazing. This, I can't tell you, but this thing that's coming at the end of October, there's a new release from me and a new release from Trudy, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. The thing that I'm bringing you has taken me months and months and months to get right. That's all I'm telling you. But at least you know you've got something exciting to look forward to. God knows we need it these days, don't we? About 90%, Diane, thank you. Oh, bless you. Oh, thank you. Right, so I'm inking this in the Onyx Black VersaFine, just because I know it will pick out all the detail from this. And these stamps are packed with detail, as you know. And I am using my platform just in case I miss any bits. So as always, my tip for you when you're doing things like this that have a lot on, just rub over it. So rather than press, just rub over the image. I don't know whether this works on other platforms, because my Tim Holtz ones, I've only actually used it once. I found it too hard to work with. Look at that. That is just amazing. Even if I say so myself. I'm going to try and clean some of this black off of there. Is Benita watching? Yeah. Lynn, that's amazing. Yeah, everybody just look what Lynn Kirk has just said. Whatever when she buys it, she's going to have to pretend she's won it. Oh, that's brilliant. All I'm going to say is it's a really exciting new thing. I've never done it before. It's taken a long time to develop and to get right, and it would make a superb Christmas present. You can't eat pound notes. You can't, Jean. You can't. You're absolutely right. So I've cleaned that as best I can. I'm going to pop that back onto the sheet just so I know where it is. Pop that on there. Oops. Move that out of the way. I'm just going to dry that. Feels like, how long is it since I love the irises, Jean? Absolutely love them. Oh, that's brilliant, Jennifer. Can we have... Can we have on the invoices, congratulations on winning this prize? The hubbies never need now. That's brilliant. You are funny, you lot. See, I'm glad I made the effort now, because you've all given me a laugh. Right, so I'll put my platform out of the way. I'm just going to give this a quick blast because we are going to ink all over it. So I'm just going to give it a quick blast with my heat tool. Quite right, Judy, quite right. This card, just so you know, this card that I'm making, although it's really big, although this card that I'm making is massive, I think if you recreated this and made it smaller, I can't give you a clue, Lynn, because when it gets nearer, I promise I will. I promise I will when it gets closer. But I've discovered that there's a theme that if I start showing you things too soon, other people seem to have the same ideas as mine. Obviously they're not, but there you go. So I'm trying to keep things now as close to the release date as I can. Oh, thank you, Jill. They're not mine. The snowman and the Christmas trees are Trudy's. They're awesome. They're absolutely gorgeous. Right, so I've got my kitchen roll, and we're going to do two different shades on here. We're using the picked raspberry, which is one of my favourites, as you know. But then I couldn't decide which green I wanted, so I'm just going to test them if I find a bit of scrap. And I've got, of course, I'm in the craft room and I've got no scrap card. Hang on 1 minute. Scrap card. So there isn't an ink pad that is exactly the same colour as this Zingy Chartreuse. So oh, good for you, Sarah. So there isn't an ink pad that's exactly the same shade as the Zingy Chartreuse. So I'm just going to see which one matches better. I suspect it's going to be the peeled paint. So let me just try. Oh, that's actually not a bad. I'm not even going to try the others because I like that. So we're going for peeled paint and picked raspberry. And I am going to go over everything just by dotting and dabbing. We've done this before, but I've not done this for ages because we've been brayering. So very little ink. I know you do. I know you do. When will this, Jennifer? When will this be happening? What, Jennifer? Industrial espionage. Oh, I can't tell you all the ins and outs, but she is Jennifer. Trudy is amazing. Right, so I'm just patting all over, just randomly. I'm going to try and avoid as much as I can the flowers, the petals of the irises. So I'm just doing this random. Trudy is a marvellous addition. That's a year now. Trudy's been with me. Time flies, eh? When you're having fun. Oh, hi Lorraine. How are you, darling? Hi Margaret. That's alright. I'll let you off for being late. And then we're going to go in with some picked raspberry. And I'm going to go over the top of where I've been already. So I'm not too worried about the little bits going in. And I'm patting rather than rubbing because I want the blotchiness. I want the texture from this. Oops, I'm going straight over that iris, so that's going to be a pink one. That's the tablets kicking in. Okay, so I'm just going to... Oh, sounds like somebody needs a fire engine or an ambulance or the police. So I'm just going to add a little bit more green into this. I'm just going to overlap. So where the edges are, I'm just going to overlap with the green. There we go. And remember my tip for you when you're doing this. Instead of rubbing it all over with the smoothie and everything, I just like to get a bit of kitchen roll. So cheap foam tapes. Yeah, they do. In those 2 months platform work well. I'm not keen on it either, Phil. I'm trying to read. Sorry, everybody. That's all right. Right, so I'm just rubbing over this. And what it does is it softens the edges more than if you did this with the smoothie sponge. So we've now got those two. Look at that lovely colour that comes off that. I'm doing quite well then, actually. It's only because I've got a lot to do. Right, I'm pretty sure I'll lower the tone soon. Right, so now we've got that, I'm now going to go over with the same two colours and the brayer. I'm going to have a drink first. So I love that. Yeah, Lynn, here's your first one. So this is only a 4-incher. The 6 inches over the other side of the room. That's all I'm saying. I do actually prefer to do this with the 6 incher. So we're going over, and I'm not pressing too hard. I'm just letting the brayer do the inking. So let me just bring that and let you see that. So now we've added a little bit more texture, just some shabbiness. My stamping platform, it's the oh my god, it's the Hampton Art Stamp Perfect. I do remember somebody saying they got them on Amazon. I got mine from Hochanda, but I'm sure somebody said they got theirs from Amazon. So just clean that ink off. So I'm cleaning this off because I don't want a brown colour by the two colours mixing together. It's covered in gesso, as you can see. And then I've got to dry it. There's not many 6-inches out in this weather, I can tell you. Hasn't it gone cold? Right, so I'm putting the peeled paint on next, so I'm going to turn my image round and just do it from the other side. So that just means it picks up the colour in different areas. Oh yeah, that's fab. And then when we did this before, if you remember, I used the gesso to tone this down. I'm not going to do that this time. We're going to flick water at it. Where did I put that wipe? I'll just get the pink one. I will read all your comments. Don't, Caroline, it's absolutely true. Naughty boy. It's true, Linda. It's absolutely true. But Linda, the only people who say that are the people who have not got the 6-inch one. Oh, bless you. So remember, if you're going for a brayer, go for the 6-inch one. It just makes the job easier. Right, so let me just show you what we've got here. So we've now got the image underneath, and the reason I stamped the image before I put the ink on is because the ink actually softens the blackness. So can you see, although it's black, it's actually just softened it a little bit. If we'd have done it the other way around and had the ink on first and then stamped black over the top, A, it would have missed bits because the oxides are still wet, but B, it would have been a stark black then. Right, so I'm just going to flick some water on that. I've got my tissue ready. Oops. So just squirt some on my mat. And of course I've picked a mister that's hardly got any water in. So I'm going to be quite heavy with this because I want some big splotches on here. And then I'm going to pat and take the ink off lot. So just remember, when your tissue gets too dirty, to get a clean piece, because the ink will just transfer that you've taken off. And here we go. Well, that's fab. Look, it's unbelievable how much ink comes off. It was only good things, Trudy. And yes, you're right, get back to bloody work. You've got a deadline. Trudy's got a deadline. Right, okay, so that's what we've got now. Look, we've got all these lovely little splotches going on. I'm going to put that to one side and let that dry. So the oxide, remember, the oxides stay wet for a little bit longer, so they would pick up embossing powder and everything. So I'm just going to leave that to one side to dry. We're going to come to the flowers. So I don't actually need all these. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm going to do them. And then whoever wins this. Oh, I know as well, everybody, there's still loads of cards that I haven't posted. There's 2 at the shop so there's 2 of you who are still waiting for a winning card, because there were 2 at the shop that I've signed. And Carol, bless her, the girl who works for me in Nottingham, she keeps saying, who are these cards for? Who are these cards for? And I keep saying, I'll send you the address later. And I keep forgetting. Slave driver. Trudy's got a deadline. Right, so we're going to do the same thing with the sponges on these flowers. I'm just going to do this randomly. Now, if you were doing this card again, the stamps themselves that actually go with the stamps themselves that go with these would have been lovely embossed in the green embossing powder or the fuchsia embossing powder, but we're doing this a little bit grungier. So I'm just going to pat just roughly, just to make sure I've got some of each colour on these flowers. And I'm going to leave that one there because I'll probably go back in with the green. Now I didn't plan that, but that one's actually got colour on all four ends. Oops. Uh-oh. Move it out of the way, Phil. So I'm trying not to be too heavy with this because we're going to stamp over them. I can't see what anybody's saying at the minute, just so you know. And my tongue's out. Only my tongue, Lynn, don't get excited. Oh dear. Right, okay, so that will do for that. And we're going to do the same thing again. I'm actually just going to get a full piece. So if you were doing this, if you're going to replicate this, clean her up, pay for it. He'll write a good reference. That's brilliant. Trudy might go on strike. Nah, she won't. She loves it. Trudy loves a deadline. Mind you, I do actually. Right, so I'm gonna rub the ink over the top of these. So instead of trying to do one flower at a time, I've just got another piece of kitchen roll. Cover the whole thing, and then just rub the flowers. So there's two reasons why I'm doing this. One is because I want to obviously soften the colour. I am behaving. I thought I was behaving. Dirty laugh. Oh, but my mind is very pure, May. Dirty laugh, pure mind. How about that? Okay, so now we've softened the colour a little bit. And what we're going to do, I've not used these for ages and ages and ages. Oops, sorry, I'm moving a bit quick then for the screen. So these are the textured editions. It's a DL stamp set. Now, if I remember correctly, I did these as the exclusive set with box kit, magazine box kit number 2. Oh, it's alright, Brenda, don't worry, you'll be able to catch it up later. I'm sure I did these with box kit number 2, I can't remember. Anyway, so they were exclusive at the time, but if you haven't got these, you can now get these from my website. I've not given them to trade, so the only place you can get them is from us. So it's textured editions. You could put that in the search thing on the website and it'll find them, but we're going to use this one. You probably can remember at the time I did this then. We're going to add some colour to the middle of these flowers. So this stamp in particular is awesome on the middle of your flowers, and I'm just trying to decide whether to do this black, whether to do it black or whether to do it with colour. I'm going to do it black with the black VersaFine. Right, I'm just cleaning up some of this mess. I seem to be gathering bits of card everywhere. I'm going to have a drink. I am behaving, Josephine. See, I told you I've got a pure mind. Filthy mouth, pure mind. How about that? I've lost my VersaFine. Oh, it's here. Right, so we've got the VersaFine black, and I'm going to stamp in the middle of each of these flowers. So when I do the small ones, obviously the stamp is bigger than the small ones, but wait till you see the effect. It's fab. Now I'm not going to worry about this being perfect, but I am just going to try and get it somewhat central. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, that's just brilliant. Even if I say so myself. I'll bring them up close in a second and show you. That's just fabulous. Clean your stamp. I'm going to bring that stamp in and let you see it actually. Look at me, bring that in really close. Oops. You can actually see how much texture there is in that stamp when you see it close up. There's another one in there as well that I use absolutely loads. Let me show you. Well, I'll leave it in the packet. See that big crackle one? That's also amazing on your flowers. This one here is a fingerprint. That one there is actually would match really well with the Floramusica stamps, because I have used some lines on the Floramusica stamps. Then you've got the staples, and then you've got the brick wall. So if you're somebody who collects Trudies, fashionistas for example, the brick wall is really good with the summer fashionistas, and it's really good with the original fashionistas where you've got trendsetter and everything. Works really well with that. Just remember, if you did buy box kit number 2 from Ho Chanda, you will have that set. Right, let's just bring that in and show you. How fab does that look? I'm trying not to go too quick because the camera goes blurry if I go too quick. Don't they look gorgeous? It's true, Josephine, it's true. Yeah, so I'm going to leave those to one side to dry. The VersaFine will dry quickly, but we'll come back to them in a minute so that I can shape them. Right, we're now going to come back to the iris image. I'm just going to get a water brush. Where are you? I'll try and find a water brush with some water in it. That would make sense, I think. So what we're going to do is take some of the colour out of the irises, and because we used oxides, it means we can do that quite easily. So I'm going to use the bigger one than that. That's the fine one. This is the medium tip. So I'll just get some water on the side, and I'm going to take the colour away from this, so I'm just going over it with water, and then I'm going to lift it off with the kitchen roll. Remember to clean it in between. So I am going to colour this, and you can colour with the watercolour blending brush pens directly over, but I'm trying to take some of this colour away. I don't know whether you can see that on the screen. I'm removing colour. Oops. Just remember to clean your brush in between each go. Yeah, that's fab. Do you know what, I actually might just leave it like this. I'll bring that in so you can see. Phil, you did a Julia then with your water pen on your hand, did I? It's most unlike me. Yeah, so we're taking the colour away from the irises. I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to leave it just clear like that and glittered. So I'm just take the rest of the colour away. You can keep doing this as well. You can keep knocking the colour back until you're happy with how white it is. Obviously we could have masked that off at the beginning so that it didn't get the ink on, but if I show you how much detail there is in the iris, it's a little bit fussy for cutting out that one. So this is just a nice way of doing it. So we still get some colour left in there, but we didn't have to bother masking it. I think I am going to leave it as it is, because I quite like that. I'm just going to do one more round. Bear with me. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's fab. Fab. Right, so just so you know, in case you try to copy this card, I haven't used watercolour card for this. I've just used our pure white. So can you see, look, where the water's gone through? So obviously this card now is quite damp. I'm going to leave the colour as it is. I'm going to glitter it in a second, but I need that card to just dry in. So we'll come back to that in a sec, and we'll stamp the sentiments. So the first thing I can tell you about October is you ask for them, so they come in. You've got the rest of the sets of the Trioframe stamps coming in October. So there are 5 new sets that complete this collection, and they're coming at the beginning of October, I think, around the 14th, 15th. Julia's launching these for me. So I've made sure that they're different to the ticket tape. So the other 5 sets of sentiments, you have got an alphabet, you have got some numbers, but they're different to how I did ticket tape. And the 3 extra sentiment sets are completely different as well, apart from one that's got happy anniversary in. So we're going to use this, and I'm going to do oh, I'm spoilt for choice. Freedom to... No, I'm going to have happy birthday. Happy birthday, love you loads. Oh, that's nice. So we'll have happy birthday and love you loads. I've got to say, which sounds really awful, but I think the Trioframe are now my favourite set of sentiments ever. So we're going to stamp this onto white card. I'm just going to use my acrylic circle for this, and we are going to cut them out and matte and layer them. So this time I need to stamp in black. Teaspoon of Bailey's in your coffee. I don't drink now. Very rare do I ever drink. Apart from mashing, obviously. Coffee and Earl Grey. Right, so I'm stamping these first. Did I say this was going to have to be a quick one? I'm obviously not very good at time management. Oh, that's alright, Lynn. You can catch up on this later on. It'll stay on the Facebook Live, stay on the Facebook page, so you can catch up anytime. So I'm just going to blast them a bit. And we're going to colour this the same as we did the others. So I'm going to be dead layering now, and I'm going to do the first half of Happy Birthday, in the picked raspberry, and I'm doing the second half of the Love You Loads in picked raspberry. And I'm going to change it up for the other colour. I don't know why I've not got a bit of kitchen roll up here to put the sponges on when I've got a white desk. So same as before, I'm going to rub over these just to soften it, and then we're going to cut these out. And of course I've not got my big scissors next to me, so I'll do it with the little ones. So remember when I showed you these, I said that you've got 3 different ways to create the frames. I'm just going to choose all 3. So I've got 3 little frames going on round here. And then I'm going to mat and layer this onto some coloured cardstock so that it matches. Really easy to cut out. Even with little fiddly scissors like I've got today. So that's the happy birthday. Yes, Karen, yeah. The smell of Earl Grey reminds you of Dettol. It's lavender. I think Earl Grey is lavender. Not Dettol. I love Earl Grey. I can't remember the last time I had normal tea. Oh, it's years and years ago. Right, so I'm just going around there. And because I know that my card base, where these are gonna sit, is white. Because these 2 sentiments are going to sit down here, like so. Yeah. I'm going to mat onto some coloured card. I'll do one in chartreuse and I'll do one in fuchsia, just to make it a bit quicker. Glue. I do, Jackie. I love these Trioframe stamps. They're just so versatile. Wait till you see the rest of the sets. Me and Julia have spent ages putting the collections together. So when you now collect, the rest of the Trioframe, you're going to be able to use them so well with the ticket tape-tastic ones. The ones with, it's alright, Heather. You're going to be able to use them. So yeah, I like Lady Grey as well. You're going to be able to use them with a ticket tape-tastic, and you're going to have so many different ways you can put sentiments together. So I'm just holding this down for a sec just to let the glue grab, because I've done that before, tried to cut it out, because I hold it like this when I'm cutting out. I was cutting it out and it was slipping and slipping and slipping, so I ended up with a big border one side and no border on the other. So let's just do this bit first. Oops. Oh no. Looks fab. Of course, you've got bits everywhere when you're doing this, which drives my OCD madness. Oh, is it, Jennifer? I never knew that, but it smells lovely to me. So I've got the chartreuse. Did you all manage to get the new colours of Stephanie, your Floramusica have only just arrived. Is that what you just said? That feels like ages ago. Right, so let's get this card put together. Oh yeah, did you all like the new colours of the cardstock? It does, Emma. I think. I can't remember. I finished them last week. Right, so I'm going to start sticking this card together. So I've already matted and laid the chartreuse onto the base of the white card, but I didn't do that with the fuchsia because I need to see where I'm going with this. So a little tip for you all: when you're covering in an aperture on the underneath, I would normally do this with a pencil, not with a black fine liner. But I'm just making a pencil, a little spot in each corner. So as long as I make sure they're covered up, which obviously it's going to be quite easily. Oh, look at my glue. There's too much glue in this pot. Stand it up, it's a new pot. So let's just make sure I'm going straight. There we go. And while that's still wet, I'm just going to make sure it's right. I'm going to come up a bit. Make sure it's the right position before I press that down properly. No, it needs to come down a bit. It's only because I'm fussy, you probably wouldn't need to faff like this. Oh, that's alright, Heather. You can catch it up on Facebook later. Perfect. So remember, don't ever try and smooth an image that you've glued down with your hands, because you're just going to rub the ink all over. Just use your bit of kitchen roll. I'm not going to glitter the irises just yet. I'm going to do it last, because I want to do the inside of the frame as well. So now we can pop this on first with a little bit of foam tape, because you know me and foam tape. Is it windy where you are? It's blowing a gale up here. Put the washing on the clothesline. Oh, I don't do that. I don't think I've ever put washing on a clothesline. Ever. In my life. Right, so let's just get the... oh, I might have done when I was younger. My mum might have made us do it. So just take the backing off the foam tape. If you can catch it. It helps if you can see properly. And I am going to put some glue on this because it's quite a big space, it's a big piece of card, just to give me some time to wiggle. I quite like this card. I might recreate it with the others. Remember, you can make this smaller as well. You don't have to use the full image. So if you wanted to make this as an A5 card, it would look just as good as an A5. and then we'll pop the frame over the top. Just a bit of foam tape, obviously. Yeah, it's blowing a gale here as well. So let's just pop that over the top. Perfect. Look how fab that looks already, just with the image framed. Gorgeous. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to the right of me. I'm looking for my rainbow crystals glitter. I did actually have a mix, but I don't know where I've put it. So I'm going to glitter the irises with the rainbow crystals when I find a quickie glue pen. So remember, the quickie glue pen goes on blue, but it does dry clear. Not installation. That's awesome. Just make sure it's flowing. Yeah. So the quickie glue pen goes on blue, but it dries clear. So I'm just following the outline. I'm doing all of the outline. I'm not going to colour in the inside with glitter because it would be too much. So what will happen once I put the rainbow crystals on, the little bit of colour that I've left in the flower, it will highlight that. Feels like ages ago since I did this. I'm just going to do the other one as well. So I always tell you all that the glitters you need to have are Crystal Aurora and Diamond Dazzle, because they're the ones that I tend to use the most. So Rainbow Crystals is the super fine iridescent one. I will show it you in a sec. I've never done an iris so quickly. Trust me, when I did it originally, it wasn't this quick. So Rainbow Crystals, there we go. It's the iridescent one. Yeah, I used to iron my own shirts. Don't anymore, but used to do. Right, so let's do the irises. Oh, that looks awesome. Oops. Hang on, it's still falling out the bottom, look. So obviously you should still be able to see a little tint of the blue where the quickie glue pen is not dried properly yet. But what's happened now, look, is we've framed the irises with the glitter. I'm going to do a little bit down the stem before I move on as well. I've just realised I forgot the stems. So I'm just going to do one line of the stem. I'm not doing it all. And while we've got the glitter out, I may as well do the sentiments. So, happy birthday, love you loads. So remember I said to you when I first released these that these little boxes you can glitter them. I'm going to do that now. So because I've got all three frames on here effectively, so I could actually I could go all the way around the actual main sentiment, or the second frame, or the third frame, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fill in these empty spaces. And it gives you a completely different look again. I love stamps that the more you use them, the more you think of different ways to use them. It makes sense to me. Ah, isn't that beautiful? I'll do the same on here so that they match. And then I'll just do this stalk bit. I should have done it when I was glittering the rest of the flowers, but hey ho. I've got to go shopping after this, so I'm going to be covered in glitter. Mind you, it could be worse. There are worse things to be covered in than glitter, I'm sure. Okay, so I've done with the rainbow crystals. And I'm now going to do the frame itself with my favourite, which is the Diamond Dazzle. So I'm going to do the inside of the frame with the Diamond Dazzle, and it really makes the image stand out then. I'm just doing this freehand, and remember I tell you every time I do this, don't worry if any of the glue drops on your image or anything like that. It really won't matter. It just means you'll have sparkly bits where you didn't plan on having sparkly bits. But if you ask Emma, she'll tell you you can't have too many sparkly bits. And who doesn't like the bits sparkling, eh? And this is why I did the fine one first, because it won't matter so much if any bits of the rainbow crystals get mingled in with my Diamond Dazzle, whereas if I'd have got it the other way around and bits of Diamond Dazzle fell into my super fine, it would spoil it. I've got about 6 tubs of Diamond Dazzle because I use it so much. I'm trying to make it go all the way around, but it's falling out too quickly. And you can see I'm losing patience. La, 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 shake it, the do. Right. Judy, dare I ask about your kitchen, darling? Should I not bother asking? Or text me later. Okay, so this is why I wanted the 2 different glitters, look. So the Diamond Dazzle obviously is chunkier and it draws your eye in. And then we've kind of almost ghosted the lilies by putting the glitter on and taking the colour out. But it actually makes them stand out really, really nicely on the card itself. So we're now just going to shape the flowers. And I'm not going to do a Julia because Julia likes to point these up, but I like mine shaped backwards. So I've just got a bone folder and I'm just going to shape these back. And I only need to make 3 flowers, believe it or not, from this. So one of the questions I get asked loads is what kind of paper or card do I use for the flowers, and I'm actually just using my pure white premium cardstock. I like the weight of using card rather than paper. Little tip for you as well, I should have shown you on the small one. Yeah, look. When you get to the small flowers, you notice I'm not using a ball tool. And I'm not using the ball tool because, especially on this one particularly, the sweetheart one that's shaped like little hearts, when you go around the edge, it crinkles it too much and brings it in too much. Oh, Judy. So when you get to the small ones, I'm using the other end of the tool and I'm just dragging that along, look. It's just easier, and I'm still getting the little curl, the little kick. Yeah. In fact, I'll do it with this one as well. Little tips. Little tips. That's something Judy's used to. Judy and her little tips. Oh, sorry everybody, I shouldn't be laughing. She'll belt me when she sees me. Right, so I'm just doing the last ones. Okay, it's a shame to almost waste that, don't you think? The name of the flowers is if you go on my website and just type in sweetheart, that's what these are. These are my sweetheart flower dies. Yeah. This one, Jean. Jean, do you mean this one? When you answer me, I'll let you know. And so it begins. I know, Karen. I know. I've not done bad, though. I've not done bad. Right, so I'm just taking off the... Oh, you can see where I've had... What does that say? Oh, it's a tin. It's from a tin. Thought it was a swear word I'd written. Jean, if you mean the shaping tool, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, so don't go and buy any because oops. Hopefully it will be early next year. Where's my... There we go. So this time I am using the ball tool. And because I've used card, I'm dipping it into there. Yeah. And I'm just rubbing around the middle. You need to be careful when you do this with the VersaFine, because some of the VersaFine will rub off onto the tool. I should really clean it first, just to keep my Versamark clear. Because I don't want black ink stains on my Versamark pad, if I can help it. Wow, the wind's just got up, I just heard that. So if any of you have not seen me do this before, which is highly unlikely, but if you haven't seen me do this before, the reason I'm dipping it into the Versamark, because it's glycerin, so it's a little bit greasy. Yeah, I should do, Stephanie. And it makes the tool glide better on the card for the shaping. So now all my flowers are shaped nicely. Or they were till I just threw them all across the desk. I didn't mean to do that. And now we'll put them together. Absolutely covered in rainbow crystals, glitter. Harvey was running around all day. Look, oh, bless him. Right, so let's put these together. So I only actually want 3 flowers, so let me just see how I'm going to put this together. 1, 2, 3. Right, well that's not going to work. We're having 5. So let's put these together. And the only glue now, as you know, that I use for sticking my flowers together is my glue. Can anybody see my tweezers? Oh, they're here. So I'll just alternate that so there's a bit of lime showing on both sides. It's a new glue pot, so it's quite full. I need to watch that it doesn't drip everywhere. That's it. So just hold it for a second and it will keep its shape. And we'll do the same with the other two. And the other ones I'm going to leave as individual. In fact, I'm going to use... no, I'm not. Stick to the plan, Phill. What a difference that circular stamp makes in the middle of the flowers. I've not got my PJs on today, Jennifer. I know you find that hard to believe, but I've got trousers on again. Rufus is downstairs. Janice, bless him. He hates this kind of weather, so he'll be curled up somewhere. Right, so we're almost done. So not bad for something I said was going to be a quick card. I just need to pop a pearl in these, and I'm sure I brought them across. I did. So Secret Escape. Oops, put my mat back. Secret Escape. I don't know whether there's any left or not on the website, but they match quite nicely with this colourway. And I'll go through the pickup tools with you as well. So just so you know, when I'm prepping or when I'm making samples or anything for any of the shows, I'll take a photo next time I do it actually, but I make all the flowers. You know how I have that little bag that I open with all my bag of tricks when I'm doing my demos? I make all my flowers and I just leave them all to dry. So before I put the pearls in, I let them set better. So can you see that still kicks back a little bit? That's because the glue underneath is still setting. So I tend to do it in two or three parts. So I glue the layers together, let that dry, and then I put the pearl in last. Have you thought of doing a top on the pickup tools? I keep thinking I will break it. These, do you mean these? Yeah, you probably will break it at some point. Yeah, that's why I said keep them in the case. I told you I paid extra for these. Right, so let's just pick some pearls out. And do I need a big one? No, I don't. I only need the small ones. If I could catch any in the jar. Oops, just knocked that one out. I think I'm pushing my luck trying to get it out of the jar. I am, so bugger that. I've got more important things to do. Remember as well not to, I'm just popping these in, look, but I'm not pushing them down yet. I'm going to do that with my tweezers. Because it's wax and it would end up just snapping it. I'll keep a couple of these back. Actually, let's have a couple of big ones. No. Changed my mind. I'm saving the big ones. I'm precious about my big ones, Jean. Oh, come on, pick up. I've now managed to sort the extra tips out. so you can have a spare set of tips. So I'm assuming most of you have got these home now and you've had a go. So you know that the wax tip just screws out. So I have now managed to negotiate for these, so I can order some extra tips. Unfortunately, they're going to take about 3 months to get here, but they will be here February, March time, which I know sounds longer than 3 months because it is. Right, so now I need to just shape my flowers again. Do you see how the flowers, when the glue is still wet, the flowers just open out again? So all I do is I just get my tweezers, so you can't see anything I'm doing. Yeah, just get your tweezers, hold the pearl in place, and then just poke the petals up, and that brings everything back up, because now the glue has started to dry. As the glue starts to dry, it gets a little bit tackier, so it means it will keep its shape even more. I don't actually think I'm going to glitter these either. What I might do is just put the rainbow crystals in the centres. This is something I do a lot. So you see how I tell everybody to do this: put the glue in and then push it down, and then it kind of circles the pearl in the middle. Then I'm just going to drop some glitter on that, and then when the glue dries, obviously we're going to have a little glittery ring around that. And who doesn't love a glittery ring? Just little details. Oops. Can you get the plastic nib for the tweezers? I've lost one of those. Oh, Lee, I doubt they would sell me just a little protective caps, because they'd be pennies. If I've got a spare, I'll send you one. I might have. Just remind me. Right, so let's start putting this card together. I forgot my petals. So I've got a couple of the berry branches here. I'm not going to glitter them. I'm leaving them white because there's enough glitter going on there. I'm going to have one up there. One across there. We're going to have happy birthday, love you loads. Oh, I like that. And I'm putting this on with the foam tape. I've already got the foam tape on, but I'm going to put some glue gel on. Just to give me a chance to move this about, because my glue is too good. It doesn't give you long enough to play around when you need to move things. Use a bit of cork. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll go there. Happy birthday, love you loads. Then the big flower is going to go there, and then I know where to put my leaves. Yeah. Oops, come on. Aren't you impressed that I said oops and nothing else? And then the others are all going in the top corner. Sorry, you know you've lost me when I'm sticking flowers on. And last but not least, so not bad considering I said I was going to do a quick demo. Let me just move, I'm not happy with that. Let me just move that. That's better. It was too long. Much better. So now we're just going to pop a couple of little pearls on. I'm going to have oops, sorry everybody, 2 there, and 2 there. I'm faffing with pearls now to make sure they're at the right position. And there we go. Can't believe I've managed to get all the way through it. I never swore once. I behaved for the full time, more or less. And there we go. So how about that? Do you see what I mean about the image? So just taking the colour out. I did try and avoid putting too much ink on there, if you remember when I did the background. So we've got the colour that's been ghosted or bled out of the irises. We've got these splodges where we did the water. So instead of doing the braille with the gesso like I did before, we've done it with splats of water. We've then got the flowers that we did with the same 2 colours, which are peeled paint and picked raspberry. We then used the circular stamp from the DL Extra Textures or something they're called. So textural editions. Yeah, it's just an awesome stamp. So Trioframe Sentiments, the Iris Floramusica Medley, and the pearls I've used are Secret Escape. The glitter is the rainbow crystals on the irises, Diamond Dazzle on the actual frame. Yeah, there's quite a bit of dimension going on there, but that's actually quite flat for one of mine. And then we use the Zingy Chartreuse and the fabulous fuchsia cardstock. So later on, once this is all set, I'll take a photo and I'll pop it in the group. Remember, if you're not already a member of our group, you can ask to join. So the group, just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. If you're one of the 100 and something people that have declined and you think I shouldn't have, just send me a quick message. I am really fussy, and I'm checking that people are proper crafters before I let them in. I want it to be a positive sharing space. So thank you everybody. I shall let you know about all the exciting things to come over the next week or so. I'm glad we managed to get our Facebook Live in, because I've missed doing it for the last few weeks. So have a lovely safe weekend everybody. I will give this away next week. So on Monday I'm drawing the winner for the box kits, and I'll do this, I'm doing that on Monday morning, so I'll draw the winner for this card on Monday evening, just so it gives me a break in between. So I hope you like that. You imagine replicating that with any of your Floramusica stamps. It would look gorgeous, whichever 2 colours you choose to use, I'm sure. So thank you everybody, have a lovely weekend, stay safe, remember to shop on the website, It's the quickest way these days. And I shall see you in the group. So take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye.